Transition Town is an initiative that's arisen from peak oil and climate change concerns. In a nutshell, it's change at a community level, a transition away from oil dependency to alternative fuels, but it's more than that too. So far in New Zealand, just a handful of towns are taking the idea seriously. We went to one, Raglan in the Waikato. Here's Mihinarangi Forbes.
Welcome to Soulscape, motel accommodation in Raglan. What makes it different is the way it's powered.
This section is off the grid, and we've installed solar hot water systems and stuff. There's a stream on our back boundary. We gravity feed it to just down there, and then we do have to pump it up here for our water supply.
Phil McCabe is changing his whole business into one that doesn't rely entirely on oil.
We don't need to draw from anywhere else to be where we are. Life with dramatically lower energy consumption is inevitable.
At a public meeting a year ago, McCabe put forward the idea that Raglan should minimise its oil dependency. It fuelled genuine change.
So when will the price of oil get too high for you? And when it does, how will you fill your car, warm your house or put food on your table? Here in Raglan, they're not waiting to find out. They're coming up with their own ideas for renewable energies. This is one of New Zealand's transition towns.
There are only 100 transition towns in the world. Raglan is one of 7 in New Zealand. The movement was founded in Britain 3 years ago by environmentalists, aiming to help communities cope with climate change and peak oil.
Our food supply is actually quite precarious. If there's big shocks to our financial systems or to oil supply, our supermarkets would probably run out of a lot of food within 2 days.
Liz Stanway believes in the transition town concept and is working to change the way people think about food.
Any other stuff that's ready to pick?
And her gardens don't just provide food, they also provide an education for people wanting to learn how to feed themselves from the land.
We've got to look at other methods of growing food, and we've also got to think about not bringing food such a long way.
Which leads us to transport. Just how does a remote town like Raglan do without imported fuels?
Are you asking people to throw away their cars and all start pedalling on bikes?
Not at all, not at all. I mean, bikes can be nice, get out in the fresh air, get some exercise, but we're really looking at how we can be more intelligent about how we use our vehicles.
Simon Thompson is finding alternatives for the road.
All the chippies and takeaways from around town, as part of Extreme Waste business, we collect their vegetable oils. So we're refining that and trialling that as vehicle fuel.
And then there's the question of waste. This was the town rubbish dump. Now it's a recycling station turning over $1 million a year.
Everything that you see here, all of this metal, all of that has come from a pristine environment somewhere and has had a huge amount of energy go into processing it into the form that we have here. To then discard these things into landfill is to lose that energy.
Then there's building construction. Paul Peterson has been working on affordable and renewable housing. The idea is to create houses using less energy, less toxic materials and more simple eco-designs.
So this is an eco-home?
Yeah, this is an eco-home. It's called the Veggie Batch. Yep. It's a batch next to a vegetable patch. And as you can see, mud bricks and ecologically sustainable materials doesn't mean African mud hut.
Yeah.
These bricks here act as a solar sun trap. So there are the massive north-facing windows. The sun comes through there, it hits these store the energy and it re-radiates it out.
Like a heating system?
Just like a heating system.
Tell me what's under the floors then?
Under the floors is recycled glass bottles. So they get embedded into the concrete, and because there's air inside them, that air holds the heat, and it's another heating system as well.
He's building 6 more mud houses. And once again, the process is educational. You can come, stay here and learn, then take the skill home and build your own. Everyone involved in the Raglan project is aware self-sustainability won't come overnight. Change will be slow. But that's why they're called a transition town.